Okay, so I've removed all the air system. I've undone the exhaust, undone both the props so they're disconnected, got off the ace and drained the system. Pulled the loom out. I was gonna cut that down, but I probably won't. I'll probably just leave it complete, but we'll see. Because that's got in the fuel pump wiring, etc. So we'll see. The tank's all out, tank straps off. Oh yeah, and I've got the suspension turrets off as well. So basically undo the axle and the anti-roll bar links and that'll come out. So until I've got some room in here, I don't really want to lift this off because it's going to sit on a pallet and do nothing. So this will probably sit here for now. So this is, we're now waiting for the smart car to arrive so we can make a start on that. So yeah, I'll show you that when we get it up on the lift. Right, I've got my customer's smart car in. You've seen this loads of times before. He said there's a rubber bit underneath that the tyre man apparently said was knackered. So I've had a look. And yes, the engine mount is all split. So we've got a new one of those coming. So it is literally 2 bolts to undo, put a new one in. So I'm going to whip this one off. And there you go, you can see it is all torn in there. That one's not so bad, but that one is all torn. You can probably see it there, look, let's add it. So we've got a new one coming, and that's the original smart one as well, look. That's the part number if anyone needs it, A451-240-0109. There we go, new one's on and tightened up, so this can come off the ramp and go back to the customer. Right, this one isn't much better, I've got to be honest. Big holes there that someone's already cut out. I think they were going to try and fix that. They've started, but yeah, it's grotty. Front panel's all bent. I mean, that'll come back, but it's been welded in there. That's all bent and got a hole in it. That's obviously been cut out. I think this footwell has been done before, but as you can see, the inner arch has been done badly. So, yeah, bit of a rot box, this one. Bulkhead, again, that's been badly patched up. Seals have started to go as well. I mean, these are good until it gets right at the bottom, but I wonder whether we might be able to save them. I don't know what it's like on the other side at the minute. And then I'd imagine the boot floor's crap as well, but I need to empty this out and we'll have a look. You never know, I might have had one done, in which case I can cut that one out. But yeah, this side's all right. So we might better use these. I don't know how they're on there, but I'm sure we can cut them off and reuse them. I'm guessing this seal is probably, yeah, that seal's a bit naff as well, but we'll have that off and then we'll empty the back out and we'll lift the body off and then we'll see what we're left with. I think the body's come off of this once because of the engine coming out, so I think it should be just unbolted, but I'm going to go around and double check, obviously. So let's empty it out first. Right, other than one hole which will be easily repaired, the boot floor is bloody brilliant, so we can definitely use that. So it looks like boot floor, rear arches we can save. And then obviously we'll just, well, it's only going to be a flat bit of metal, I reckon, isn't it? Looking at the layout of it, because the ribs, I don't know, there might have been a hole in there, like a depression, but there might not have been. But we can fix that, doesn't matter. So yeah, I'm happy with that. So it looks like the boot floor and the rear arches at least are good. So let's lift this body off and see what we're left with. Right then, this rear cross member and rear chassis rails are mint. We've got no rot in them at all. They are solid as a rock. Now, we also need these mounts here for the seat belts, and we need these mounts here, so they need transferring over. So the question was, do we cut it off down there, both sides, and then do the same on the other chassis and weld it on? Or do we cut it in front of that and just move the brackets? That is the question. But I think that's probably going to be the way to go, because that way we've got the right rear mounts, we've got the right rear cross member. Yes, it is slightly different to the D2. I know the bumper went over the D2 one, but at least that's there. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Yeah, and then we've got obviously remove the boot floor at some point. We will get to that. So yeah, I think that's a worthy thing. So I don't really want to keep this chassis, because I know we just have to change the engine mounts, but then it would be on the old axles, not on the later ones, and obviously the reg would be for this car, and I don't think I've got the logbook for it. I think I did have, but I don't know if I still have. So it would never be the right reg, whereas I've got the logbook and all the VIN tag and everything for that chassis. I think it'd be a bit safer. And then this one can just go in the scrap once we've done. I think that's the way to go. I know some say the axles are better, you know, easily serviceable, etc, etc, but you know, they are getting a bit older now. There is a lot more D2s about, so getting parts, especially when you're out and about, is probably just as easy as these. So I think we'll stick with a D2 chassis, and then we'll rob the bits off this. So I just need to get the welder down here to have a look and see what he thinks. But you can see this body isn't great at all. Look, look at the footwell. It's starting to go there. That one's long gone. So yeah, this Range Rover is a bit grotty. So yeah, right, let's move along.